Yeah, yeah. Here we are. Here we are. Oh man, I'm so glad to be back. Brother D in the house. Listen, I'm broadcasting this on both of my pages. I am the one and only Brother D. You guys may know me, syndicated radio show out of Philadelphia. I always play the best music, play the best, have the best interviews, have the best content. Why? Because God flows through me. Amen. All right, so listen now, we got something big going on here. You know, pay us what you owe us. The WNBA is some big talk right now. You know, what is going on in the WNBA. I'm going to get to it. I'm going straight to it. I called this months ago. You can go back on my page and look where I talked and I said, hey, these ladies would not get a dime more because of one word, and the one word was trajectory. Trajectory. Amen. You know what I mean? Because you have to look and see where something is going in order for you to get where you got to go. And a lot of people are reneging on their information that they have given. They have said, you know, basically that the WNBA players, if y'all, those you don't know, the CBA was up and they was talking to you know, the commissioner as well as the owners, you know, of each of the teams, and they said, hey, well, you know, we're not going to get anywhere. But you know, the CBA was up, which is the collective bargaining agreement, where you come together and say, how much money are we going to get? They have several categories of new money. They have the new NBA buy-ins. They have 3 new teams, so that money is coming in. When you come into a league, you must pay a certain amount. Then you have the monies that are coming in from marketing, and then we also have money coming in from sales, ticket sales. All right, marketing has to do with how much your product is generating for advertisement sales, for commercials while you're on air. And as you know, they are featured a plethora of places. That can also be that can be a good thing and that can be a bad thing, and to my mind, because even though they're getting out there more, that's a form of marketing. But how much are people really paying for? How much are these companies, all these, you know, Ion and these different places paying you to feature your product on their platform? Amen. So that you know, how much commercial cost is generated, I should say. So there are several things to look at with, you know, with this. And when Caitlin Clark first came into the league, a lot of people had some things to say and said, hey, basically, yeah, with Caitlin Clark out here, you know, there, you know, ticket sales are going to soar if you do it right. And I told people back then, I tell them now, this has nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. I'm gonna say it again. It has nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. These ticket sales that you're seeing, and you see this, and you see that the trajectory move a little bit, it's all because Caitlin Clark is there, yes, but why isn't people being paid? And I told everyone that, I said they will not be paid because of Caitlin Clark. Simple. Because listen, if I've been in business for 10 years, let's just take 10 years. And on the 11th year, you know, every year I made $500. So after 10 years, I made $5,000, right? On the 11th year, I make $25,000. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, that's like 250%. My business skyrocketed, you know, and that because Caitlin Clark is there. But that was all based on what the eye she brought to the league. But do I really expect it to sustain? Do I really expect it to sustain because of Caitlin Clark? And so let's get this out the way. I'm gonna get right to the point because I hate beating around the bush. I'm not trying to show that. I'm trying to give you all these analytics, but I'm gonna give it to you straight. The reason why it's not going to translate is because the fan base, the number one reason it wasn't going to translate is because one, the owners need to see a more stable site. They need to see this for years. It has to come by for a couple of years in order for them to say, hey, people are going to keep coming to the games. They're going to keep showing up. They're going to keep buying the content. So we believe that we can pay all of the players according to this. There are roughly 20, what is it, 20, I think it's 20, yeah, it's 20, yeah, 20 teams that are in the league. Yeah, it's 20. If you look at it just from a business standpoint and you have one of the 20 making a lot of money and the rest, they bumped up a little bit, but not like they should have, why would I pay everyone triple or 4 times or 5 times their salary? That doesn't make any sense. And see, when you look at things practically, and they knew that, and let me tell you, a lot of these people on ESPN and FS1, they all were just crying, oh, put Caitlin Clark, I'm like, well, you can put her in there, but it's not going to change that money. What billionaires did you know just give out money? They don't. Unless it's just Jeff Bezos, who like to get in the rocket ship and blast up and go into space and come back down. He like to spend money frivolously, but it's not on paying people their worth. He don't even want to pay his own workers. So he's not worried about no WNBA. And so that's my point. Rich people don't spend money like that on you just because you're doing a good job. They want to see results. And the results they want to see is, are you bringing in more money? Are you making my product grow, consistently? Is it growing year by year by year? Every time I do a loop, year by year by year. So am I seeing that? Caitlin's only been in the league really 1 year thus far. This is her 2nd year, and she's already hurt. So when you see that she's hurt and you see that she couldn't win, that also hurts the trajectory. So the first part is out of the way is the fact that they need to see stability over at least a 3 to 5 year period. It's only been year 1. That's why I knew they weren't going to get any money. But everybody, just use Caitlin. Man, let me tell you something. Them billionaires, they're happy that Caitlin's there, but she's not going to change the fact that they need more money in order to give out more money. You get what I'm saying? She's not bringing in that type of cash. That's an illusion. Like, oh my God, you see the commercial? No, she's getting paid off the commercials. The commercial ads that are running, they're being ran and being paid based off of what her TV appearances are doing. That's why she had the most TV appearances. Think about it like this. If it was based upon everybody, like if it was based upon Caitlin just being there, then they would have put all of the teams on for 20 games apiece. Like Caitlin got out of the 40 games that she plays, I think they're doing 43 this year. Out of the 43 games, 40 of them joints are on television. 40. And if it was across the board, then everybody would have 40 games on there, right? Exactly. But do they? No. So we know that it's only one team that's really generating this type of hype, this type of influx of people. And so, a lot of these guys on FS1, they talking, oh, well, how some people saying, how dare they wear these shirts? Pay us what you owe us. Now, I have an interesting take on this. I have an interesting take on it. I do believe that the league said they were paying them more. They wanted to pay them more, but no one would tell us what the numbers are. No one would say, hey, these are the numbers. But I truly believe, I truly believe that the league can pay a good deal more. Now, keep in mind that the league has lost money over the past couple of years. But the new collective bargaining agreement, more money was brought in through the marketing. So that means that they're going to get that money for the next couple of years straight up. That money's, I think they got over, close to 1.5 or $2 billion. That money is coming in. Then you got the new buy-in money. So there's monies that's in the WNBA. There's monies that are there. But do the owners, when they look back and say, well, am I now, and from a business standpoint, should I start to eat some of this money, or do I reinvest it? Or do I reinvest it? And reinvest means you can invest some in the players and you can get probably a better product and put on more demands on the player by investing more money in the players. But typically speaking, billionaires don't do that. They're not really worried about you like that. They're not worried about them like that. And Caitlin Clark being there, as I said before, that's nice. It has its place. But let's now look at whether or not do they think that Caitlin Clark's fans would be there. Because as they say, oh, all these fans are of Caitlin Clark. And see, by a lot of the TV commentators saying that, they were shooting the WNBA in the foot. Because one thing we know is that Caitlin Clark has Tiki Torch fans. What are Tiki Torch fans? A Tiki Torch fan is someone who will come. You ever see the Tiki Torches? Little fire? They will come. They will either hold their fire and cheer who they love as long as they see what's going on. And if they don't see what's going on, they will take their Tiki Torch and they will throw it on the WNBA and watch it all burn up. I'm going to say it again. I know this is a good take. I know you're probably writing it down like, I got to use that. Don't worry about it. I got more of them. Just stay there. Tiki Torch fans. This is Brother D on Sports. Those of you know, I am a radio show out of Philadelphia. And yes, I talk about sports. Now, what is a Tiki Torch fans? Caitlin Clark fans are Tiki Torch. 90% of them are. A Tiki Torch person, someone who shows up with a Tiki Torch. You know what a Tiki Torch is? Anybody have, backyard parties, Tiki Torches? Or have you been to Hawaii? You see, anyway. They come out with their little Tiki Torch and they say, do we like what we're seeing? And since they said, and since there's disparities in the WNBA, they don't like a lot of these people who carry the Tiki Torch. They don't like women of alternative lifestyles. They don't like women who don't look like them playing well or playing well against Caitlin. They want to see Caitlin come out and shoot threes and win. And they say, yay, Caitlin. But if they don't see that, they will take that Tiki Torch, throw it on the heap they call the WNBA and watch it crumble. And that's why the trajectory is off when it comes to Kate, because it's all based on her winning. And this is why it was set up to fail from the inception, because Caitlin Clark has never won. This is so simple. Because Caitlin Clark has never won on any level, high school, college, or pro, therefore, the trajectory for the WNBA with her Tiki Torch fans is not going to work. This is why, you guys, are you really following me with this? You really got to catch this. This is why, hear me and hear me well, Angel Reese was chosen to be on the box of the 2YK video game box, because Angel Reese fans are more relaxed and they're less impulsive to do something crazy. Caitlin Clark fans won't watch. They won't show up. And since they won't show up, I can't feed them what they want because they're too sporadic. They will control my product. I can't have fans controlling my product. Not on that level. Not on that level. So now I have to cut it off at its path. All right? So you have to cut it off at its path. So what do they have to do? They have to now say, so the WNBA is saying, look, we can't base this off of Caitlin Clark. One, she doesn't win. That's going to frustrate her people. Two, we've allowed, the commission of the WNBA has allowed the Indiana Fever to rake in more people around Caitlin Clark You remember they brought in 3 women. They brought in Bonner. These 3 women got 7 NBA championships in between them. It's Bonner. She has 2. Sydney Colson has 3, and Howard, the young lady Howard, their center, she has 3. That's 7. I'm 3, 6, 6, 7, 8. I'm sorry, 8. That's 8 WNBA championships between these 3 women, and then the commissioner allowed these women to come in, right? She allowed these women to come in to help Caitlin Clark win. And Caitlin Clark already had 2 All-Stars on her team with Boston and also Kelsey. 2 All-Stars was already on her team. Remember, Boston had won WNBA Rookie of the year before Caitlin got there, and Kelsey had been a 20-point scorer for 5 years. So they already had people on their team that can do great things, but the commissioner allowed, wink, wink, but no, they allow these people to come in, and they did it strategically. How did they do it? They stripped Asia Wilson of one of her key players, which is Sydney Colson, as you know what I mean. Then they stripped Bonner from Connecticut. Connecticut stood in Indiana way. Remember, Connecticut is a team that knocked them off. Remember, I'm telling you why this collective bargaining agreement wasn't going to work, but this is what they did to try to make it work. They tried to make Caitlin a winner. So when they took Bonner from her team and Bonner's coach and they dumped it all on Caitlin Clark and said, you can win with this, Caitlin. What ended up happening? They never addressed another thing that was wrong with Caitlin. What's wrong with Caitlin? The fact that she does not work out. So therefore, she's now someone who's inept because her body is breaking down now. Her mindset is going a little left to center and is causing her to miss with that tight defense. So now it's not going to work because the trajectory is not going to go up because Caitlin still can't win. Do you get it? This is why it can't work. Not with, the league, they tried to strip everybody else and put everybody on Caitlin's team so she can win, but now she's hurt because she's not used to girls playing tight defense on her every night. This is why she constantly fails. And this is why the WNBA is not going to work the way it's currently structured. They, you know what I mean, with relying on Caitlin Clark fans. The 2YK, they knew that. They said, look, we got to put Angel Reese on here. Angel Reese fans are more sensible. They don't burn things down. They don't destroy things because they don't like what they're seeing or because Angel Reese is being getting hit hard or getting knocked to the ground, like when she was choked and brought to the ground. They know that that's a part of the league. All those, hard hits and stuff, they understand the roughness of the league. So they thought that was going to work. But this is why the WNBA will not work. Once again, it's because Caitlin can't win, and they see that, and that's why they're trying to kind of move on, include the other girls, because these other girls has been balling for years. Asia Wilson have been balling for years. All these young girls, Nafisa, balling for years. All these girls are decorated, hard workers, and now you have this new fan base that shows up who now have these little torches out, and they're saying, we want to see what we want to see, and the commentators in them don't know how to handle it. Remember, the WNBA been making money. It's not the money what they're making right now through Caitlin Clark coming in and boosting some things for them, through marketing. But don't get me wrong. They're still shooting themselves in the foot because they still fail to feature the other girls. They still fail to feature the talent level and showing the truth. They still want you to believe that Caitlin Clark dribbles down the court and no one can catch her and she shoots a jumper. If that was the case, why did she get swept? Why is she shooting bricks? The reason why she's shooting bricks is because it's an illusion. This is what America does. America sells you illusions of things, Remember the Nike shoe that came out, the Jordan that came out? Wow. But they didn't show you the little kids in the sweat camps down there making them. So it looks like it's a great thing. Oh, he's a black man and he's jumping over everybody dunking. Yes. But look at the cost of the shoe. What it costs Nike to produce this shoe. The sweatshops that they have paying people who don't have anything no money, and look what it costs you. See, things are an illusion. It's an illusion. Caitlin Clark, yes, she can play basketball, but she's not what you think she is. It wasn't going to change she wasn't going to change the WNBA like that, and everybody was going to be on private jets flying through the air. That's what everyone imagined. What owner going to say, hey, well, the only time my ticket sales go up is when the 2 games I play against, or the 4 games I play against Caitlin Clark. And see, as long as you push her as the only thing that's hot, they will never pay attention to your products. When I say product, I'm talking about your players. So that's why you have to collectively, just like as a collective bargaining, you have to collectively pull everybody together and talk about them. You have to push them. The fact that they're fashionable before games, the fact that they have good handles, they can pass, they can shoot. These girls been balling. If Caitlin Clark was that great, she would have won by now. She would beat them, but she hasn't. They play tight D, and you see her Tiki Torch fans come out, start whining, start crying. They whine like crushed grapes, and they come out and they throw their Tiki Torch on there and they burn everything up. I don't like the fact that they did this to Caitlin. I don't like the fact that they did this to Caitlin. And they throw the Tiki Torch on there. And it's a shame they behave like children. And anybody who has a business know that you can't sustain that. That's like having a coffee shop in your area, and you allow thugs to come in your coffee shop and say, "Hey, I only want certain people to sit down at these tables. Everybody can't come here." And they start to block out some of the residents. And the only people they want to come in there are the people who come in there who act and talk like them. That's a problem. You're there to serve the public. You're not there to serve just her fans. So what end up happening is those people who you allow to come in your coffee shop and to dictate pace, now you're only making special coffee for them, what they like. So now the residents, people say, well, I don't like that type of coffee. Why are you just producing that type of coffee? And they say, well, this is what we like, and this is what we're going to serve. And so what end up happening? Now you have a coffee shop that's tailored for one person, yet you got over 300 people in the league, and you got over 150,000 fans. That 50,000 is tailored for everyone, but the other 100,000 is only paying attention to Caitlin Clark, and they only want what she has to serve. That's the problem. You can take what I'm saying and go, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying is true. By only paying attention to Clark, we have a problem. People got mad. How dare Asia Wilson get a shoe deal before her? She's a 2-time champion. What about, see, you have to push the people, but the product, it has to have some sustainability. You can't make up stuff. This girl never won anything. And you want people to sit there and believe, but she's the best. She lost, but she's the best. She lost 1 year, all 4 years in high school, but she's the best. She lost all 5 years in college, but she's the best. She got swept her first year in the WNBA, but she's the best. She leads the league in turnovers, but she's the best. No one's going to believe that. Only Tiki Torch fans believe stuff like that. People who like to believe a lie. This is why it's so, I don't hate to bring it up. This is why a lot of people are upset about them taking Black history out of class. How dare you take out what really happened? You're telling me that my grandma, my mom, everything we contributed to society, whether we designed Washington, D.C., the light bulb, all these things, the heart, designing the first internet, all these things doesn't matter? You're telling me all these participants don't matter, but one? Some guy who supposedly chopped down the cherry tree, but it really didn't happen? See, you can't do things like that. And some of my Christian friends say, oh, I can't believe you talk so free like this. I tell you the truth. I'm not going to sit here and lie to your face. You seem so nice on what I am nice. I think I am nice. I'm nice enough to tell you the truth. This is why it's not going to work. Just like I told some of my friends how I thought it was absurd that, you know, when the people wanted LeBron James to stay in Cleveland. How dare he go down to Miami? Easy. The owner wasn't bringing in no people. What did Odom bring in when he was at Cleveland? Old Shaq, Muggsy Bogues. You're not going to win with those guys. How you going to win with an old Shaq? Shaq limping up and down the court. Shaq had already won on his second go-around when he played with Wade. And now he's in Cleveland with LeBron limping up and down the court. Some things are just what they are. Oh, you just hate Shaq. You hate black players. I don't hate no black players. I'm black. What are you talking about? This has nothing to do with race. This has everything to do with being realistic on what you're seeing. You're never going to win that trying to push Caitlin Clark as the sole person who does everything. It's just not going to happen. And no matter how, I want, she's the only person I come to see. And that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem. She's the only person that you want to see. What about my girl here, Paige Beckers? Paige Beckers is a champion. Paige Beckers, the people come to see her from college. Paige Beckers won. Caitlin Clark made it to the championship twice, never won. But yet you want people to think that, you want her Tiki Torch fans to come in and go, we believe, in other words, you want them to be satisfied with her losing because she's not going to win. She can't win now because why? She's on the sideline. And let's just say Indiana gets to the championship and wins, and she's still limping around. I mean, I think our fans may love that. Why? Our fans love that because I look at this this fake Governor's Cup, and they in there pouring champagne. The fact that they was in there pouring champagne, that lets you know that how fake this is. It's fake. Because if you're pouring for a Governor's Cup, God, because they was really trying to sell this so they could sell their product. But it's not going to work. It's not working. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. And here's my girl. Okay, wait a minute. And I'm sorry, got the wrong one. All right, I'm sorry. I can't find nothing my background with this one. That's me. 1, 2, 3. All right, I had one of Aja Wilson. I can't find it at the time, but nevertheless. But these girls, we try to use one girl and say we can win with her. No, it's not going to work like that. So this is why it's not the collective bargaining agreement is not going to produce what the ladies want. They're threatening to strike. That probably would be better for Kate. If they strike, it's better for Caitlin's legacy because they wasn't going to win this year anyway. And if they were going to win, it wasn't going to be because of her. Part of the reason is because she's not good enough. I say yet. She's not good enough yet. Everybody says, oh my God, did you see? If I keep showing you the same thing over again, or if I keep playing the same song over and over and over again, feeding it down your throat, you will believe that it's the best song in the world. That's just the way things go. That's how marketing works. They put a glass, they put you in the theater, they give you some dry popcorn, and they take a Coca-Cola right before the thing comes on, and they show you the ice, and they pour the Coke over, and it sizzes, and you go, wow, Man, I can use some Coke. That Coke is really good. And what they're doing is they driving you in by the how even the ice is layered and how it's pouring over it, and you hear that fizz. You don't even like soda, but you'll go drink some. Why? Because that's what they marketing to you. You know, and that's a part of marketing. That's marketing 101. Make it look appealing. Make it appeal to their need or to their present want, and they'll eat it up and buy it. You know what I mean? Or eat it up and buy it or buy it. But nevertheless, this is why, this is not going to work. I hope that they will come to some type of term where they could just meet in the middle and just be like, hey, this is what we're going to do, and this is how it's going to be, and we get some money. I don't want these young ladies to be delusional enough to think that they're going to get paid $1 million a pop. That ain't happening. Their highest salary is like $250,000. That's a super max deal. I think $75,000 a year is a joke. I think they should come in. At $150. I think their highest should be around $500,000 for those super maxes, and I think their mid range should be around $300 to $350, $375. That's what I think, especially with the new bargaining agreement they have with all the new, commercial rates, the new buy-in and everything. I think that can work. But they have to start marketing these young ladies. They have to put these ladies on. They have to market the fact that how they dress when they come in, what they wearing, how they wearing it. Remember, Angel Reese made at least $3 to $4 million while she was in college, just modeling clothes, having the IG page. She made, I think, another $800,000 just having the IG page alone, not counting in her NIL money that she was getting for modeling different things. Now she has McDonald's and all these other endorsements. So she's a multimillionaire all over again. But I'm just talking about in college. And they have to utilize some of these things in the pro game. They have TikTok. They have free places like TikTok and what do you call that? IG and Snapchat, where they can feature these girls and they can put in the best moves. But see, this is where bigotry always bites you. But in the back of their hearts, in the back of their minds, they still want Caitlyn to be that one thing. They only want it to be Caitlyn, and you letting your bigotry rob you. It's not the fact that they, they kept her out the Olympic game. They could have put her out there. That if they had to put her in there, that wasn't going to bring them no money. Who got paid more money if she wasn't in an Olympic game? Nobody going to get paid no more money. They were trying to do that just to show the trajectory of how it was how it should and was going to be. But no one's has gotten more money. The only money they have right now that they could get is through that money can only change through the bargaining agreement. So no matter how much more money they would have made with Caitlyn out there, that was before this new bargaining agreement was even brought to the table. So they only can make what was agreed upon. It's not like, they got part of the door like, oh yeah, but if we sold 550 tickets, you know what I mean? We usually sell 200. You'll get $1 for every more ticket that we sell, over 250. No, it's not like that. That's what get me when people think about business. It's not based on when you're looking at a long-term deal with people and you're basing things off of performance, you have to look at how much all the costs minus all of expenses, all your costs minus and expenses, less the profit, and you come up with a profit margin, and it doesn't work like that. And because Caitlin Clark shows up, oh my God, like, all right, oh my God, she's here. But once again, you cannot. They know that they cannot serve into her Tiki Torch fans, because those fans of hers are crazy. They are crazy. They will call you out of your name. They will call you an N-word, a B-word, all this crazy stuff. And you know that ESPN and FS1 is feeding into it. This is how do you know that? Because they never bring up the fact how they blatantly talk about people who have alternative lifestyles. No matter if that's your lifestyle or not, I don't have the right to talk about you. I don't have the right to say, this is not, she's this because she does this or because she wants to do that. I don't have the right. Listen, I'm a pastor. I don't have the right to do that. The Bible don't give you the right to do that. I don't got no right to tell you what you are and what you aren't. I can't tease you for that. That's called condemnation, guys. I didn't come in here to condemn the world. I came to save it. So I can't come in here and condemning you. But yet, the general public doesn't know that. They think if they call you names and tease you and poke fun and call you monkey and all other stuff like they like to do, they do something. I'm gonna tell you something. And people keep acting like this doesn't go on. We all know what America is. Come on now, stop. We know that exists. They had people hanging from trees. Stop. I'm acting like lynching and stuff wasn't real. It's real. So don't act like, so when those people who did all those horrible things, they had kids and they had put their mindsets in their kids and it goes on. And so that's why you see the things happen the way it does. Amen. So, as I said, I tell the truth. I shoot from the hip. Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Amen. All right, look, I'm Brother D. I hope this was educational for you. If you can't swallow it, don't put it in your mouth, baby. Much love. Holla back. God bless. Jesus love you.